Now turn to section 4.
You will hear lecturer talking about the Taj Mahal.
First, you have some time to look at question 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer question 31 to 40.
The Taj Mahal is one of the most iconic and widely recognized monuments in the world, standing as a symbol of love and architectural grandeur. Located in Agra, India, it was commissioned by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal, who passed away in 1631. The Taj Mahal was completed in 1653 after more than 2 decades of meticulous construction, employing thousands of craftsmen, architects, and artisans. The structure itself is a magnificent blend of Persian, Islamic, and Indian architectural styles. Made entirely of white marble, the Taj Mahal is adorned with intricate inlays of precious and semi-precious stones, forming floral designs and Quranic inscriptions. One of the most striking features of the Taj is its symmetry, with the central dome, which reaches a height of 73 meters, serving as the focal point of the complex. Surrounding the central dome are 4 minarets, which are slightly tilted outward to protect the mausoleum in the event of an earthquake. The Taj Mahal complex includes not just the mausoleum but also an expansive garden, reflecting pools, a mosque, and a guesthouse, all arranged in perfect harmony. The use of the Charbagh garden layout, with its quadrilateral symmetry, represents the Islamic concept of paradise. The Yamuna River flowing behind the Taj Mahal further enhances its serene atmosphere and serves as a backdrop that adds to its beauty. Beyond its architectural brilliance, the Taj Mahal holds significant cultural and historical importance. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and attracts millions of tourists from around the world each year. The monument is often regarded as the pinnacle of Mughal architecture and has inspired countless imitations and adaptations across the globe. However, the Taj Mahal has not been immune to challenges. Over the years, environmental pollution and acid rain have caused significant damage to the marble, leading to discoloration and erosion. Efforts have been made to protect and preserve the structure, including the introduction of pollution control measures in Agra and regular maintenance of the monument. The Taj Mahal is not only a masterpiece of architecture but also a symbol of eternal love and devotion. Its rich history, artistic beauty, and cultural significance continue to captivate people from all walks of life, making it one of the most cherished landmarks in the world.
That is the end of section 4. Now, you have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 4.
You will hear lecturer talking about the Nile River.
First, you have some time to look at question 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer question 31 to 40.
The Nile River, often referred to as the lifeblood of Egypt, is one of the longest rivers in the world, stretching approximately 6,650 kilometers, 4,130 miles. It flows northward through northeastern Africa, traversing 11 countries, including Uganda, Sudan, and Egypt, before emptying into the Mediterranean Sea. The significance of the Nile is not just in its length but in its profound impact on the civilizations that flourished along its banks. particularly ancient Egypt. Historically, the Nile was pivotal to the development of Egyptian society. Its annual flooding, which typically occurred between June and September, deposited nutrient-rich silt along the riverbanks. This phenomenon created fertile land in an otherwise arid region, enabling the growth of crops such as wheat, barley, and flax. The predictability of the Nile's flooding cycles was central to agricultural planning, allowing the ancient Egyptians to develop a sophisticated agricultural system. Consequently, the Nile's resources supported a population that built one of the most advanced civilizations of the ancient world. Beyond agriculture, the Nile served as a crucial transportation route. Boats made from papyrus reeds were used for trade and travel, facilitating the exchange of goods between Upper and Lower Egypt. The river connected various regions, fostering economic and cultural exchanges that contributed to the unity of the Egyptian state. Major cities, including Thebes and Memphis, were strategically located along the Nile, highlighting its importance in urban development. The Nile also held religious significance for the ancient Egyptians. They regarded it as a divine gift from the gods, believing that the river's waters were a source of life and fertility. Numerous temples and monuments were built in honor of deities associated with the Nile, reflecting its sacred status in Egyptian culture. However, the Nile has faced challenges over the centuries. Modern developments, such as the construction of the Aswan High Dam in the 1960s, have altered the river's natural flow and impacted the ecosystem. While the dam has provided hydroelectric power and flood control, it has also led to issues like decreased sediment flow, which is crucial for maintaining soil fertility. Additionally, the dam's presence has caused concerns regarding water allocation among the Nile Basin countries, highlighting the complexities of managing shared water resources. The Nile River is not merely a geographical feature, it is a vital artery of life that has shaped the history, culture, and economy of Egypt and the surrounding regions. Its influence can still be felt today as it continues to be a source of sustenance and a point of contention among nations that depend on its waters.
That is the end of section 4. Now, you have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 4.
You will hear lecturer talking about the watch.
First, you have some time to look at question 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer question 31 to 40.
A watch is not merely a tool for telling time, it is a remarkable invention that has evolved over centuries, merging craftsmanship, fashion, and technology. Watches are worn on the wrist or carried in pockets, and they come in various types, ranging from mechanical to digital and smart watches. Throughout history, watches have served multiple purposes, reflecting technological advancements, cultural trends, and even personal identity. The history of the watch dates back to the 16th century when the first portable timepieces were created. These early watches were mechanical, driven by intricate systems of gears and springs. The designs were often bulky, intended to be carried in a pocket rather than worn on the wrist. Over time, improvements in miniaturization and accuracy led to the development of wristwatches, which became popular in the early 20th century, especially during World War I. Soldiers found wristwatches more practical than pocket watches, as they allowed for quick time checks during combat. Mechanical watches operate by harnessing the power of a wound spring, known as the mainspring, which gradually releases energy to move the hands on the watch face. The accuracy of a mechanical watch depends on the precision of its components and the skill of the watchmaker. Despite the advent of digital and smart watches, mechanical watches remain popular today, especially among enthusiasts who appreciate their craftsmanship and the artistry involved in their creation. Quartz watches, which were introduced in the 1960s, revolutionized the watch industry by offering greater accuracy at a lower cost. These watches use a tiny quartz crystal that vibrates when subjected to an electric charge, regulating the timekeeping mechanism. Quartz watches are now ubiquitous, making them an affordable and reliable option for daily use. The modern smartwatch represents the latest evolution in watch technology. Smartwatches are equipped with a range of features beyond timekeeping, such as fitness tracking, heart rate monitoring, GPS, and even mobile phone connectivity. They serve as multifunctional devices that integrate seamlessly into modern life, blending utility with technology. Watches have also become a fashion statement, symbolizing status and personality. High-end brands like Rolex, Patek Philippe, and Omega are known for producing luxurious watches that are considered investments and collectibles. These watches are often passed down through generations, further enhancing their cultural and sentimental value. The watch is more than a tool for telling time. It is a symbol of human ingenuity, combining practicality with artistry and technology. As watches continue to evolve, they will likely remain a staple in human life, valued for both their function and form.
That is the end of section 4. Now, you have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 4.
You will hear lecturer talking about butter.
First, you have some time to look at question 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer question 31 to 40.
Butter is one of the oldest and most widely used dairy products in human history. It is a rich and versatile fat that has been a staple in kitchens around the world for centuries. Derived from milk or cream, butter is made through a process known as churning, which separates the fat molecules from the buttermilk. Although simple in its production, butter has played a vital role in cooking, baking, and even as a cultural symbol in various societies. The history of butter can be traced back to ancient civilizations. It is believed that butter was first discovered by accident when milk was carried in skin bags by early pastoralists, and the agitation of the milk while traveling produced a creamy substance that eventually became butter. The use of butter spread throughout Europe and the Middle East, where it became a dietary staple. In colder climates, butter was preferred over oils because of its higher fat content and ability to be stored for longer periods. Butter is composed mainly of fat, but it also contains small amounts of water, milk proteins, and salt, depending on how it is processed. The fat content of butter, typically around 80%, gives it its characteristic smooth texture and rich flavor. This makes it a favorite ingredient in baking, where it is used to create flaky pastries, tender cakes, and creamy sauces. In cooking, butter is prized for its ability to enhance the flavor of dishes, from sautéing vegetables to searing meats. There are various types of butter, including salted, unsalted, and clarified. Salted butter is often used in baking and cooking because it has a longer shelf life and a more savory taste. Unsalted butter, on the other hand, is preferred by chefs for its pure flavor, allowing them to control the seasoning of a dish. Clarified butter, also known as ghee in South Asian cuisine, is butter that has been heated to remove the water and milk solids, leaving behind a pure fat that is ideal for high-heat cooking. Beyond its culinary uses, butter has cultural and symbolic significance. In many countries, butter represents wealth, fertility, and abundance. In ancient Ireland, large quantities of butter were buried as offerings to the gods. In modern times, butter continues to be celebrated, particularly in regions like France and India, where it is a cornerstone of traditional cooking. Despite competition from margarine and other vegetable-based spreads, butter remains a beloved ingredient due to its natural origin, rich flavor, and versatility. Its unique composition and long history have cemented its place as a crucial element in both everyday meals and gourmet cuisine.
That is the end of section 4. Now, you have half a minute to check your answerers.